The Adventures of Chris and Alex, Jungle Adventure. Chris and Alex had always dreamed of going on a treasure hunting adventure, and they finally decided that it was time to make it happen. They saved up all of their money, bought all of the necessary gear, and set off for the jungle. As soon as they arrived, they could feel the excitement building inside of them. The jungle was dense and lush, with tall trees and thick underbrush. They knew that they were in for the adventure of a lifetime. They spent the first day getting acclimated to the jungle and planning out their route. They decided to start by following a small stream that they had heard was rumored to lead to an ancient temple. They packed their bags and set off early the next morning. The first few days were tough. The jungle was hot and humid, and the mosquitoes were relentless. They had to hack their way through the underbrush with machetes, and they were constantly on the lookout for snakes and other dangerous animals. But they were determined to find that treasure, and they pushed on. On the fourth day, they came across a clearing in the jungle. In the center of the clearing was an ancient temple, just as they had heard. The temple was covered in moss and vines, and it looked as if it hadn't been touched in hundreds of years. Chris and Alex's hearts began to race with excitement. They knew that this was it. The treasure they had been searching for was inside. They carefully made their way inside the temple, their hearts pounding in their chests. The interior was dark and musty, but they could see the gleam of gold and jewels in the dim light. They started searching through the ruins, looking for anything that might lead them to the treasure. After hours of searching, they finally found a secret door in the back of the temple. They pried it open with their machetes and found a small room filled with gold and jewels. They couldn't believe their luck. They had found the treasure they had been searching for. They spent the next few days carefully packing up their find and making their way back to civilization. They were exhausted, but they couldn't wipe the smiles off of their faces. They had done it. They had found the treasure. The rest of their lives were filled with stories of their adventure and the treasure they had found. They became legends in their own time, and their names will always be remembered as the ones who found the treasure in the jungle. Years later, they returned to the jungle and donated the treasure they found to the local tribes, who were in need of resources. They felt proud of the good they had done and the adventure they had shared together. The jungle had tested their limits, but it had also given them the greatest gift of all, the gift of adventure and the thrill of a lifetime. They were forever changed by their journey, and they knew that they would always be treasure hunters at heart.